So here is Apostate Prophet News, AP, which says 2 days of clashes and revenge killings in Syria leave more than 1,000 people dead. That's what the report says here, more than 1,000. Reporting from Beirut. The death toll from 2 days of clashes between Syrian security forces and loyalists of ousted President Bashar Assad and revenge killings that followed has risen to more than 1,000, a war monitoring group said Saturday, making it one of the deadliest acts of violence since Syria's conflict began 14 years ago. There's one thing to note, which is that during the entirety of the Syrian civil war, I think the death toll is like over 600,000 or so. So this is nothing compared to that, but still, it is the biggest amount of deaths and killings since the supposed end of the war.
Hey, AP.
What?
Hundreds of thousands of people died in this Syrian civil war.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't this war really kick off because you had a bunch of jihadi groups that wanted to finally take out Assad?
Yes.
And they were smart enough to say, hey, Western nations, we just want freedom and democracy. Will you help us get freedom and democracy like we want really bad? And Western governments said, of course we'll help you. Yes, you fight your civil war for freedom and democracy. That's what we did. That's what we did. We had the American Revolution. Yes, this will work for you too. And then they did it. And then, of course, it's a bunch of jihadis.
Yes.
Oh, okay. We fell for it because they basically learned what to say to us. So, guys, have you noticed they always learn what to say to get what they want? Like if you're going around molesting 12-year-old girls, what do you say? You say, "Oh, don't be Islamophobes! Don't be Islamophobes!" And that's how you get Western leaders to submit to you. If you have a different country and you're a bunch of jihadi terrorists and you want to take over a country, then what do you say? Hey, Western nations, we want freedom and democracy too. We want human rights too. We're not getting our human rights. We just want our human rights. This guy's not giving us our human rights. He's an evil dictator. Help us take out the dictator. The Western nations goes, oh, there's no way these people would be lying to us.
Exactly. So the Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said in addition to 745 civilians killed, this is, by the way, this was reported earlier today, but I think the updated numbers are, or the speculations are that the numbers are much higher. In addition to 745 civilians killed, mostly in shootings from close distance. That is brutal. 125 government security force members and 148 militant with armed groups affiliated with Assad were killed. It added that electricity and drinking water were cut off in large areas around the city of Latakia. Clashes which erupted Thursday marked a major escalation in challenges to the new government in Damascus, 3 months after insurgents took authority after removing Assad from power. The government has said that they were responding to attacks from remnants of Assad's forces and blamed individual actions for the rampant violence. So they cannot control their doggies, apparently. What they are saying, what the new government is saying, is that you think we don't have gangsters? We have gangsters. We can control what.
By the way, that's exactly the issue, right? So what's he saying? He's saying, hey, we can't control our soldiers if they just start going around killing all these people. Yeah, we don't want it. We don't want it. But if our soldiers are going around just massacring people, who are we to stop them? We can't control these guys. We can't control our gangsters. And it's just amazing that you have in the West the exact same thing. Oh, yeah, okay. We've got an endless supply of people trying to groom and grape these little girls and to slaughter you in the name of Allah. We can't control them. We can't control them. It's just a sizable part of our population. We just can't do anything about it. It's like, wait a minute. So wherever you go, there's just this sizable minority of people who want to bang 12-year-old girls and slaughter as many people as possible, and you can't control this. You can't control this minority at all, right? You can't. No, we can't. Nothing we can do about it. Okay, well then your entire ideology is sick.
Retribution killings between Sunnis and Alawites. The revenge killings that started Friday by Sunni Muslim gunmen loyal to the government against members of Assad's minority Alawite sects are a major blow to Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, HTS, the faction that led the overthrow of the former government. Alawites made up a large part of Assad's support base for decades. Now, lots of people wonder who in the world the Alawites are. These people So Bashar al-Assad himself, who was the dictator for the longest time and who just was overthrown and fled the country to Russia, was part of this sect. It is a Shia sect, it's rather a Shia cult, actually. It's a Shia cult that is an offshoot of Shia Islam that existed for the longest of time. And that is very distinct from other Muslims. They don't share most of the Muslim beliefs and Muslim etiquettes and all that. They are kind of like an esoteric, mystical, religious group that keeps most of their teachings oral and just hidden and secret to people who are actually part of the religion. They don't talk about their religion to others and so on. Some people say that because of persecution they started identifying as Muslims. That's not really true. They are an offshoot, and in fact their name Alawite means the followers of Ali, or the Ali people. Ali here in this case being the cousin and son-in-law of Muhammad. They basically venerate or worship him as kind of like a manifestation of God or something like that. But the thing is, while you could say that this is a minority that is not like Sunni Muslims and not in power and in charge like other Muslim factions, these guys form a sizable minority in Syria, and they were also in power pretty much throughout Assad's dictatorship, and they also had preferential treatment against the others. This is why there's a lot of revenge killing, as they call it right now in the media and in other places. It's because these Alawites would had preferential treatment under Assad, and Sunni Islam and traditional Islam and so on was kind of suppressed, and lots of people were allegedly made to disappear or tortured, kicked out, and so on, which is why they are now claiming that these people are the oppressors, which is why they go and kill them and execute them on sight and so on. Information that comes out of Syria is very, very hard to fact check, especially right now. So we don't really know to what extent either side is telling the truth and to what extent either side is true, but that's basically what this group is. If you want to further read on them, you can read. It's kind of funny, they don't have an official scripture that they approve of, which you can actually read to understand what the hell they believe in. But it's just an esoteric group. Alawites made up a large part of Assad's support base for decades. Residents of Alawite villages and towns spoke to the Associated Press, it's called Apostate, about killings during which gunmen shot Alawites, the majority of them men in the streets or at the gates of their homes. Many homes of Alawites were looted and then set on fire in different areas. 2 residents of Syria's coastal region told the AP from their hideouts. They asked that their names not be made public out of fear of being killed by gunmen. So, there are lots of reports. If you go on Twitter, you will see a stream of lots of videos which the jihadists themselves took of killing people, executing them on the spot, stepping on their necks, shouting Allahu Akbar, and so on. They proudly do these things and post them. Obviously, they are not scared of their leadership. They are proudly doing these things and sharing them online. You have Sunni Muslims around the world saying, yeah, they're doing the right thing, these otherwise they deserve to be killed, and so on. So right now it is these Sunni jihadists taking out and basically revenge killing and genociding this other minority. Their goal is pretty much to suppress and to ideally eradicate this sect. The bad thing is that this sect is not just a very small number of people. What's the number of Alawites that live in Syria? According to official data, between 2 to 3 million people. Between 2 to 3 million people. So these are not just few people. There are lots of people there. Lots of people.
And it's this ongoing issue that you're dealing with people with this tribal mentality, which means, hey, my great-great-grandfather got killed by someone from your tribe. Now I have to go kill someone from your tribe now to even the score, and so on. And I still want to wipe you out, and so on. The point here is when you have this mentality, there's never any ending to the killing, right? There's always some group out there that did something to you at some point that you need revenge on.
Yeah.
The bloodbath is endless. This is a problem because this is one of the things European nations are doing. They're bringing in all these people who are like, you did this to me a century ago, and now I'm here to subjugate you to even the score. You're dealing with one massive culture that inevitably veers towards an endless bloodbath where everyone is constantly killing everyone until like one person is left alive. And for some reason, all our leaders, all journalists, everyone is too stupid to catch on to what they're dealing with now, no matter how obvious they make it.
I have some footage. I don't want to put it on the screen because I think that there's...
You shouldn't have put that on the screen.
Because these are just wrapped bodies. They are doing mass graves. They're standing over the deaths of minorities and recording it proudly and with love. Now, there are some people who have said these things here. I just want to clarify one thing. I've seen lots of reports or lots of posts that have been saying, for example, Christians, Druze, other whites, and other minority groups are being slaughtered en masse in Syria by the new regime forces. As much as I would like to, as much as I would believe that they would happily oppress other minorities besides these guys as well, I have so far not seen any actual evidence of Christians being mass killed. It would be very stupid of them to go after the Christians right now. It would be incredibly stupid of them to do something like that. And I'm not sure how much that is verifiable. But you have, I don't want to put this the image here further down, but you have them proudly sharing stuff like this. Here he is. You can find this image online if you want to look at it.
Is that a ginger?
Of this ginger jihadi here, killing and stepping on the body of a what appears to be just a regular civilian woman, an otherwise Syrian civilian woman, on her dead body. He's just stepping on her dead body and posing like this. This is the issue. These guys are just worlds apart from people over here with their morals. You would not expect something like this to just happen somewhere in the West or on platforms where we have a general Western attitude. The thing is, to these guys, this is completely cool. They're totally fine with executing, humiliating, brutally massacring minorities, including defenseless men and women and children, and then to be proud of what they have done and to post about it online. He's even doing the sign with his finger. The Tawheed, Allahu Akbar, and so on. So it's just, this is what these people are doing. This is a result of the typical curse of Islam, and that's what we're dealing with.